What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the boxing clinic, and turned my phone off. Chilling this morning, and I was done talking boxing after the last video I dropped. To be real, but turned the phone back on, man. Sweetest day up in Michigan, and kicking it with my girl. It's our 2-year anniversary, so for some reason I couldn't sleep, so I turned my phone back on, reading my timeline. It's people that I didn't even know talk boxing on my timeline on Facebook, talking about Charlo twins, either one versus Demetrius Andrade. And it's debate starting different threads. Then I see it, start to spread over to boxing groups. And, I don't know how many people know this or forgot this. Back in 2014, Demetrius Andrade was supposed to fight Jermell Charlo, who was still Ronnie Shields at the time. And they were supposed to fight, and the fight fell through. First, they was making $250,000. That's what they offered Demetrius Andrade. Then they upped it to $300K because I guess Jermell Charlo wanted to fight that bad. And, Demetrius Andrade's father says, a career high payday at $300K wasn't good enough. His son had did his cheap fights. And I'm going to leave an article link in the description with Dan Rayfield talking about it. Talks about everything, the way it happened. And I got something to add on, I believe to be true. But, his father, Paul Andrade, was saying that, they was making less than every champion or everybody on the card and they the champion. At the end of the day, bro, it's an opportunity. And, you making a career high payday, I'm not worried about what the next man making. If my money right and $300K is the most I made in a year and they upped it by $50K, and I really want to fight that guy, and I know beating this guy is going to take me to another level of marketability and notoriety in the sport of boxing, go ahead and do it. Then this guy pulls up on the other brother, when he knows this is his last fight at 154 pounds versus J-Rock and talking junk. Then he goes, to the Jorge Sebastian Highland fight, talking junk to Jermell Charlo once again. Talking about he want to fight. Like Laura said, this dude is desperate. He broke. Because he only been fighting one time a year since 2013 was his last time fighting 2 times in 1 year. So back in 2014, when he was about to squeeze a second fight in, or a first fight, I think he fought one time that year already. He beat Vanes Martirosyan for the title belt. He was going to fight again and make a career payday. He pulled out the fight. I think he said he had something going on with the birth of his child or something else. It's some other excuse he made about fighting, And if that was the case, I think, if I remember right, I'm putting an asterisk by that. Triple G, focused on Canelo Alvarez and his daughter was born. And he just kept working because financially he got to support her. And he said, it is what it is. Andrade was looking for a way out. He doesn't want to fight the Charlo twins. And you want to know how I know? Why is you running down on Jermell Charlo when you know you're going to 160? If you still at 154 at the time, why don't you put up on Jermell Charlo? Because he already knew he pulled out of that fight. You know what I'm saying? He already pulled out of the fight. And I be telling you guys, man, don't let these guys' words, sway you. If you think one guy gonna win, then you hear the other guy talk, he sound confident, or you hear some of his sparring partners talking about, yeah, man, he did work, man. He gonna be tough to beat in the gym. Hey, don't listen to none of that. Believe your eyes. You look at the tape, and you make your pick. Don't let nobody words sway you, because the loudest guy in the room is usually the weakest link, 9 times out of 10. And Demetrius Andrade being all animated, beating his chest, saying he want this guy, that guy. He ain't willing to compromise because he don't want to get in the ring with him. Let's just keep it real. He didn't want to get in the ring. Only reason he getting in the ring now because money funny. And when you've been under Star and Banner boxing, you've been fighting once a year versus chumps. He ain't making that money, man. He didn't make $300K tonight, I bet. He ain't made $300K yet, probably. I guarantee you. Or if he has, it ain't that much above it. Because he ain't on that caliber of notoriety yet. He ain't on that level making that $500K or better. They ain't him yet. He got the ability to be a multi-million-dollar fighter. He got the ability to be he had the ability to be a pay-per-view fighter on pay-per-view was body. Quote Master Pete. At the end of the day, he ran from the Charlo twin, man. Then he ran and tried to fight the other Charlo twin while Jermell was still at the weight he was competing at. So at the end of the day, it's hard to believe. And that's why I really was trying to weigh and debate. Was Lara ducking or was it Andrade ducking? I still don't know. I feel like my gut feeling it was Lara. I really do feel it was Lara that was ducking him. But at the end of the day, you got to be active and you got to put yourself in position to bring something to the table and fight that man. He put himself in a position, became the regular WBA champion. He tried to push the WBA to, make the fight, but they let him fight Goucher and he moved on. So now he's trying to be proactive in his career. I'm not mad at him. But that's not be woofing and saying you want these fights and then, oh, I want Triple G, I want this guy. And then you pulling out these fights and then when they call your bluff, you go hide in the corner and say this happened or that happening. I'm trying to tell you guys, some of these dudes y'all be believing in, they really not who they say they is. And Andrade one of them. You know, I was a big Demetrius Andrade fan. I thought he would have whooped both Charlos at a time. I'm telling you guys, my man Smooth Cat at CBT, Colossal Boxing, shout out to them. You can ask him. You know, I was a big Demetrius Andrade fan. I thought he was next up. I thought he was numero uno in the world. I thought he was going to be what Terrence Crawford is by now. But obviously, you know, he don't want to compete. You know, when you start talking about finances, oh, this ain't right or that ain't right, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, if you pricing yourself out where the money's not right and you not fighting and you ready for that right payday to come, it ain't going to happen. You know, it really ain't going to happen. You know, especially for you being the black fighter from America, because you ain't got that bagging like a guy from the UK, Canada, Puerto Rico, Mexico. You ain't got that bagging. You know, so you got to capitalize on these opportunities. And who knows? He would have fought Charlo, beat him. He could be on another level right now. It would have opened so many floodgates in his career. But at the end of the day, another mismanaged fighter, Andre Ward Jr., Demetrius Andrade. That's what his name should be. Because he mismanaged his career. He pissed his prime away. And now he's going to try to get it back. And he's trying to get back in the mix. And he's going to try to fight some stone cold killers at 160. If he ain't ready, he going to get beat. I'm telling you guys, you know, it's good for him to come back and fight in the first quarter. Anything that's not in that first quarter of 2018 for Demetrius Andrade outside of that, and he stay inactive, he don't fight until the summer or the fall, it's over for him. You know, it's over. Unless he get injured. Because he need to be active. It's time to get 3-4 fights in a row in the year next year and get active and put himself in positions to be ready for Canelo, the Charlo twins, and all those guys. The time is now to make the push for Andrade. Because what I seen tonight, I seen a guy that's lacking something. You know what he was lacking? Aggressiveness. You know why he was lacking aggressiveness in that killer nature? He was lacking it because he's been inactive. You know, it's hard to push the envelope. It's hard to push yourself to another level when you sparring and you ain't pushing yourself in a real fight to another level. Can he beat everybody? Absolutely. I say it 10 times over. He can beat anybody in this world who on his weight class because he's that talented. But the inactivity is killing the talent. It's killing him mentally, and he deteriorates and need to be active. But we gone.